Welcome into the bunker of General Gridiron, Field Marshal of football forecasting. We're about to map out the way this college football weekend is gonna go. Will your favorite team be marching to victory, or will the enemy be taking your battle flag? Conference play is really heating up, and that comes just in time for that autumn chill. Don't forget to go out and get that coat out of storage. Now grab your helmet and man those battle stations. We're ready for another round of General Gridiron's football foretelling. NC State at Clemson. With Hurricane Matthew's help, the Raleigh Wolves shut down the Catholics last week with a truly biting defensive performance, improving their record to a sharp 4-1. Meanwhile, the Rock Warriors from Clemson have awoken just in time to snarl their way back into national respect. Thumping two types of birds in consecutive weeks have the Agricultural College of South Carolina ready to tiger rag the pack right out of Memorial Stadium. Paws come out, and the dogs go to bed without a walk. The Textile Bowl trophy goes to Clemson. Vanderbilt at Georgia. The Soft Dogs host the Downy Soft Commodores as the shipmates head southeast to line up between the hedges. The boys from Athens have basked in the bright lights of potential glory and sulked in red dirt pits of despair already, and the season is only halfway complete. Nick Chubb hasn't lost the ability to slice through a defense, and the Nashville Swashbucklers haven't been able to properly field a defense on the high seas of college football glory. In this one, Uga finally finds a bone. The Generals victor? Georgia. Kansas State at Oklahoma. Bill Snyder can still coach at 77, and he made that fact abundantly clear after squeaking past Cliff Kingsbury and his Red Raiders from the South Plains of Lubbock last week. On the other side of the field, the visor-wearing head dirt burglar showed exactly why Texas is not back. The Norman Invaders are back home in the friendly confines of Owen Field at Memorial Stadium, and they defend their stolen turf like the wind that flows swiftly down the plains. KSU doesn't beat themselves, but OU certainly can. The Generals victor? Oklahoma. Southern Miss at LSU. That other school in Mississippi, Hobson's out of CUSA for a treasured game against an SEC powerhouse. The Golden Eagles generally sharpen their talons in Hattiesburg, but don't fare as well on the road, and Death Valley is not your average road game, even in terrible Tiger turmoil. Rest in peace, Mike the Tiger 6. Coach O may not understand those fancy X's and O's, but the Cajun Crazy knows how to fight, literally, and he will have the Bayou Bengals fired up for this one. LSU simply has too much pride at home. The Generals victor? LSU. North Carolina at Miami. Hurricane Matthew has been no laughing matter, and it certainly was the most powerful hurricane on the East Coast this past week, as the vaunted Canes from Coral Gables lost to the hated in-state rival Seminoles. Staying on the theme of destruction, the castrated turkeys from Blacksburg gobbled up every ounce of momentum the North Carolina Tar Heels had after beating the very same Noles the week before. The Heels will be desperate, and with Sebastian still being treated for concussion-like symptoms, Ramesses horns into Hard Rock Stadium for a big win. The Generals victor? UNC. Still to come on this Week 7 college football forecast. The third Saturday in October rivalry will actually be played on the third Saturday in October. And Urban Meyer's Buckeyes hit the pavement for a Big Ten battle in Buckyland. Can Wisconsin pull the upset? I'll tell you in a moment when General Gridiron returns.
Because you want more flavor, at Newk's we marinate and grill to perfection. Because you want the latest culinary tastes and trends, we never rest. At Newk's, great food drives us. So we are meticulous in our preparation, obsessed with the quality of our ingredients, and uncompromising about serving you our very best. We believe that sharing a memorable meal is one of life's ultimate pleasures. Join us at Newk's Eatery.
Howdy, soldiers. This is General Gridiron back with you. Each week, this fabulous football forecast is heard on some of the finest radio stations all over Dixie, including WMAF AM 1230 in Madison, Florida, home of the Madison County Cowboys, and K106 WAKH FM 105.7, Southwest Mississippi's Big Country in Macomb, Mississippi. We appreciate all of our radio affiliates. Now, let's get back into the football fight. Alabama at Tennessee. Well, Butch the Warlock finally ran out of spells against Texas A&M, and despite yet another dose of orange magic, the Vols' record was sullied. This Saturday, Tennessee is rewarded with the steaming hot Elephant Army from Tuscaloosa. Jalen Hurd may still be convalescing high in the Smokies, and Smokey the Coonhound may be convalescing on the sidelines after this one. Good old Rocky Top ain't quite ready for the thundering foot stomps from the west. Bama's balanced attack rolls. The Generals' victor and third Saturday in October winner is Alabama. Wake Forest at Florida State. Sorry, Deeks, this is what amounts to a break for John Anderson's classic country song, Seminole Wind, after a brutal slew of hard-nosed programs challenged the once and future kings of the ACC. Yes, the demonic clergy sport a 5-1 record, but no quality opponents have yet been possessed by the spirit of black and old gold. Coach Clawson will have his legion ready to fight, but Tallahassee's furious front seven will have their way with the Topeka Road Toughs. Free Shoe University wins. The Generals' victor, Florida State. West Virginia at Texas Tech. One of two undefeated teams in the 12 trot their way into Jones AT&T Stadium on the South Plains of West Texas. The number 20 Mountaineers have shown their Appalachian grit by brewing up close wins and slurping the sweet taste of victory by the light of classic Morgantown couch fires. But the Ear defense lines up against their worst defensive nightmares in Patrick Mahomes and the Texas Tech offense. The Red Raider gunslingers should be packing a full box of shells this week after struggling with a rusty barrel against KSU in Aggieville. Mahomes is back, and the Matadors pillaged the WVU defense on the Estacado. The Generals' victor, guns up, Texas Tech. Ole Miss at Arkansas. The Colonel's Rebels remain the best two-loss team in the country, and if you haven't been hog-watching for a while, the Fayetteville Pigs have struggled against every respectable program they've squealed at so far. This week, Hugh Freeze takes his spread offense to the land of big swine and the offensive line. The cotton harvest is a-happening in North Mississippi, and the Oxonians plan on blowing around the field like the puffy white pillows littering the highways of the South this time of year. In this Saturday night spectacular, Chad Kelly stays on his side of the field, and the Black Bears will have a cotton-picking good time. The Generals' victor, Ole Miss. Ohio State at Wisconsin. The Badgers' jump-around party has been going on all season long until the good and lucky Wolverines managed to halt the Red Machine from Madison. Still, Wisconsin has been tested, and the eye-doubters haven't. The State University of Ohio will bring a balanced attack to Bucky's hairy defensive unit, and the angry Forest Denizens will defend their Dairyland turf harder than anyone else in the Big Ten. But the Ohio State offense is just a little too much for their vanilla colleagues on the other sideline. The Generals' victor, Ohio State, in a really close one. Well, we've already looked at the weekend's biggest battles across the land, but hang on to your helmet. There's more just around the corner. We'll be back in just a second to wrap up this week's General Gridiron with our rapid-fire picks. This is General Gridiron back with you. We've already maneuvered through this weekend's frontline college football showdowns. Now it's time to fix bayonets and storm the field with our rapid-fire football forecast. Florida mashes Missouri. Georgia Southern wrecks Georgia Tech. Hawaii beats UNLV. Murray State races past UT Martin. Pittsburgh claws Virginia. South Florida runs over Connecticut. Stanford continues Notre Dame's agony. Michigan State gets back on track against Northwestern. Virginia Tech blows out Syracuse. Nevada howls past San Jose State. Colorado tramples Arizona State. Houston defeats Tulsa. The Citadel marches past Chattanooga. Baylor bamboozles Kansas. Texas gets the W against Iowa State. USC leaves Arizona deserted. Indiana slam dunks Nebraska. And Boise State bucks Colorado State. Well, troops, you can now put your swords back in their scabbards. We're all out of picks on this week's edition of General Gridiron. We'll be back again next week, same General Gridiron time, same General Gridiron station. So don't forget to tune us in on the radio, Facebook, and on YouTube TV. And please don't forget to tell your friends all about the show. Just search for General Gridiron. This is John Rawl, the General of Gridiron Glory, thanking you for letting me be a part of your football weekend. The show was written by Matt Heermans. General Gridiron is a production of CRM Sports. For more, log on to crmsports.com. That'll be all.